So, the way that I stay up to date with industry news has changed quite a lot over time. Back a couple of years ago, I had set up an RSS feed and had a Feedly account where I would just have running loop of all of the relevant news from my favorite publications just drip fed to me in real time. But over the past couple of years, I don't seem to have as much time as I used to for reading articles, and a lot of really valuable information would sort of just go by the wayside because I'd see the article and never get back to reading it. So now I think that for me personally, there's probably three main sources of where I find the most valuable industry news and insights. Firstly, and probably unsurprisingly, TikTok is where I get a lot of relevant information and latest updates on trending industry tools and practices. And 43% of US based adults say that their main source of news is TikTok, which is up from 33% just 12 months ago. So TikTok is definitely a big one for me, but I also listen to a number of different podcasts, either whilst traveling or out exercising or at the gym. Podcasts like Smart Agency is my favorite, but also Target Internet, Hard Fork, and a number of other marketing related podcasts have been excellent. And the third thing, which I think is a little bit more manageable for my lifestyle, at least in consuming news, is e-newsletters, just because I can keep them in my inbox and then read them whenever I get the chance without them sort of piling up too much. E-newsletters like the AI Exchange, CB Insights, Futurepedia, Digital Samaritan, the Martech Weekly are all really excellent industry specific marketing e-newsletters that I would hugely recommend to anyone wanting to stay up to date with the latest industry news.
I think the way that I stay up to date with industry news in the marketing industry is a couple of different things. One of them, which is my favorite, is that we have a handful of clients that work in the marketing space. So just interacting with them and having discussions about strategy and where we think we should be headed with different marketing brings up some of these industry developments and trends that they've been watching and tools that they think are really cool. And that gives us some insight into things that other people are looking into in the marketing industry. And I think that's always really fun because it's a really collaborative conversation and it's just like a really interesting exploratory way to go about thinking about marketing. Other resources are just by virtue of using tools that are built for marketers, we get updates from the tools on what they've added, the things that they're including, features that they think are important. And I think that kind of points you to what trends are really gaining momentum, right? Like when a tool starts building things into their platform because they've had that much demand, then you start to see that, okay, we're moving in a certain direction. This is something that's been incorporated across multiple platforms. Let's pay attention to how this starts to play out and how we can be involved. And then I think the last place where I get a lot of industry updates is with coworkers, either at work or in spaces like LinkedIn, past coworkers as well. Just conversationally, I think marketing is such a dynamic space. And especially with the rate at which new technologies are developing, things are happening so quickly and new tools are becoming available at such a rapid rate that just talking to people and keeping that conversation going and recognizing that what we're doing now could be completely different a year from now, 2 years from now, 5 years from now, and staying engaged in that conversation and staying dynamic in your approach is going to be really important in staying relevant.
I'm a sucker for newsletters. I love the fact that I can get a very quick update on everything that's happening across the internet in a couple of minutes every day. I subscribe to a bunch of different marketing newsletters, some with generic news, international, domestic, and general business. I would say my favorite newsletter is called The Hustle. It's specifically targeted at entrepreneurs and innovators, and it covers a range of business, tech, and broader market events, all done in a really humorous way, mixing a lot of fun little random Easter eggs throughout it. And I always get a lot of value from the content.